everyone. Welcome to the Car Chronicles. Today I just wanted to come on and I wanted to talk about being a blessing. You know, the world can be selfish. And when I say the world, I mean the people in the world. We are all here to be a blessing to others. And we can sometimes have that me mentality. You know, what can you do for me? What are you going to do in return? And that's not the way we are supposed to look at blessings. Guys, we are blessed so that we can be a blessing. That's simply the way it is supposed to be. That's the way it is. We are blessed so that we can be a blessing to others. You know, if we all spent more time being a blessing to people, we wouldn't have to need, want, or do without. There are things I just wanted to touch on when it comes to being a blessing. You know, 3 things I truly want to point out. I want to point out, number 1, when you are being a blessing to someone, you do not have to announce what you did to the world. You do not have to run to social media and share what you did to help someone or what you did to be a blessing to someone. You don't need to do that. Do your good deed, feel good about your good deed, and be done with it. Number 2, some people will be a blessing to others. They will do something for someone and then later throw that in that person's face. Well, remember when I did this? Remember when I helped you with that? Remember when I loaned you this? Remember when I pulled you out of... We're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to constantly remind people what we did to help them. We're not supposed to constantly remind people how we were a blessing to them. We are, again, supposed to be a blessing, feel good about it, and be done with it. Number 3, you have those who are a blessing to someone, and everything is all fine and good. You don't hear about it. They're not throwing it in your face. Nothing. They're good. Until you have that disagreement. Until you make them mad. Until you do something to hurt them or disappoint them or rub them the wrong way. And then, pow. And they'll say things like, well, if it wasn't for me, you'd be sitting in the dark. You remember when I paid that light bill? You are not supposed to be in your emotion and remind somebody of something you did simply because they got out of pocket or simply because they rubbed you the wrong way. When we are being a blessing to someone, it is supposed to be just that. You are not supposed to have expectations of what you are going to receive back when you are a blessing to someone. When I have been a blessing to someone, like the man on the street corner, that we sometimes wonder, you know, what is he going to do with that money? Well, if you have to question, don't do it. Don't do it. When I give that man a few dollars, I don't question what he's going to do with that money because I did it out of love. I did it out of love. My heart was pure in what I did for him. If I help somebody out, I'm doing it out of love. It doesn't always have to be financial blessings. What about that person who's having a bad day? Who they may have just lost a loved one. They just simply need a hug. That's being a blessing to someone. What about that person who needs some sound advice? And you take time out of your busy schedule to give them that advice. Or what about that person that you see they're not being treated right, or people are talking about them, or whatever it may be, and you take the time to smile and let them know that they matter. There's many ways to bless people. It doesn't always have to be financial. If it is a financial blessing, I'm not saying to do without. That's not what I'm saying. If you just simply don't have it, you don't have it. Don't let your lights get turned off. You want to make sure you're paying your mortgage, your rent. Have a place to lay your head. Make sure you're okay. But there's definitely times when we can be a blessing when we see people struggling. Whatever it may be, you can be a blessing. Smile. You can hug someone. You can encourage someone. You can let that person, you never know what's going on in somebody's mind. Somebody could have felt that they lost it all, and they can be contemplating suicide at that very moment. And it could be you taking time out of your busy life, your fabulous life, to have a conversation with that person and let that person know that you are important enough to live. You haven't lost it all. You may have lost a lot, but you haven't lost it all. Be a blessing. Make sure it's coming from here. If it's not coming from here, what's the point? It has to be genuine. It has to be genuine. If it's not genuine, it didn't matter. If you are being a blessing to others to receive accolades, don't do it. If you're being a blessing so that the individual can be a blessing back, don't do it. Because when that person isn't a blessing to you, you're going to feel some kind of way. You're going to be in your feelings, right? Don't do it. If it doesn't come from here, it doesn't matter. There's been times in my life before I got myself together financially where I didn't know how I was going to pay a bill or how I was going to make ends meet. And God would always make a way out of no way. He would always show up and show out. And I would think about that time when I did help that man on the street corner who was holding up that sign. I remember the time when somebody hit hard times and I blessed them. Or that time when that person was sad and down, I was there to comfort them. And it all made sense. It was because I was a blessing that the Lord blessed me. Now, we all fall short. And yes, we all fall down. But when we get back up, we have to get back up with knowledge. We have to have knowledge. So the next time, we have a better chance of doing it right. So that's all I'm trying to do, is I'm just trying to share a little bit of knowledge. Be a blessing. And you will always be blessed. But when you are a blessing, you have to do it from the heart. I'll talk to y'all later. Take care.